Well, I'm talking today about doing photography in our senior years. I found that, I started out with a brownie camera, worked with a Kodak 110, Polaroids, ended up in the 80s and 90s with one of these big 7 megapixel cameras that just do digital photography. And now we all have our cell phones that do, 20 gigabyte pixels cameras now. So grab a cell phone and join me in a little research into photography. I choose to do photography to two reasons. One is to capture memories that I want to keep for friends and family. Two, I do it for stock images that I like for my business, where I don't sell them, but I use them as backdrops for my little social posts for my other business that I do, other than my blog here. So I find it rewarding that I can get better and better at selecting what I need through the viewfinder. But if you've never done photography and you've never picked up a cell phone or never had a camera, or I would suggest, grab your cell phone and look online, look at your senior center, your um, local community college, or look online for photography meetups in your area, or joining a photography group. We're not all experts. And I'm not looking to become an expert where I'm going to be the next Ansel Adams, but I would like to at least be confident in what I'm doing. So a class might be in order for you if you're a little nervous and you're not sure what to do in the terms and the techniques, lighting and so forth. So seek out a class if you need it. If not, just grab your camera and experiment. You can't run out of digital pictures unless your camera doesn't have a lot of storage where you might have to delete some things. Some essential photography tips. These are very broad that I'm going to go over. I'm not going to give you, f-stop settings and, holding light for green screens, but this is basic composition. Most digital cameras have what they call the rule of thirds, where you split at the top, the middle, the top, middle, and third and you want the head right in the middle of the third in the center of the screen. So most cameras have a grid you can turn on that will automatically put that on in through the viewfinder so you can find that sweet spot. Lighting is the devil in the details for every photographer because we can't control lighting generally. So you may be indoors, you may be next to a window where the sun's coming in, you may be outside, or you may be at night, or you're at a party and it's very dim light. Uh, Most of our cell phones you can do they have a dark mode setting where it will enhance the lighting in the room, so you have to experiment with that, but just know that lighting will definitely give you some heartburn, but you'll learn to deal with it and make good choices. As far as brightness, contrast, and color settings, that kind of comes in later. I take the default on my camera. If you're an experienced one, you can play with those settings to get different little motifs, but I would suggest using the stock settings. And what I use Photopea to edit my photos. It's free online for basic photo editing in a browser, and I'll leave a link in the show notes to where that is, and I don't make any money for that link. Photography techniques. There are different things. There's macro photography where you're taking photos of very minute things and getting the best detail you can. Myself, I'm a portrait photographer. I take what they call portrait, or I should say landscape photos like this. Portrait is this way, landscape is this way. I default to landscape because most social media, YouTube does landscape. But you can play around with that and you can flip them around in editing after the fact if you need to. So I wouldn't get hung up on that. But just know that portrait and landscape, if you're going to post these to social media, some of them do portraits, some of them do landscape. It all depends on what social media you're posting to. Night photography is challenging because you see the beautiful moon outside, you take a picture of it, and it doesn't look good. There are ways around that, but I can't teach you that in one class. In this, I'm not a teacher for that, but that's something that you experiment with the settings on your camera to get those things the best you can. There's a couple of YouTube videos that walk you through photography with cell phones, and I'll have one at the end of this video. And the benefits of photography, like I said, it keeps the mind going. We're learning something new. And that's a key, I think, to any longevity in our senior years is to keep our mind sharp. So regardless if it's photography, baking, learning something new keeps you mentally, physically active. You're getting up, you're doing something every day or every couple of days to enhance that skill. It keeps us going. Two, if you join a photo club, meet new people. You may make a new friend. So that's always important to keep those friendships going so we don't become isolated. We don't want to be home alone and not feel like we have someone, and joining clubs can help alleviate social stress. And I find when I'm learning something new, I have a sense of achievement and it makes me feel good at the end of the day that I'm learning something new. I'm just not sitting there watching TV for the third rerun of I Love Lucy, you know. So get off the couch and just learn something new is a great thing to do to keep us active. I know this hasn't been a great in-depth photography class, and I didn't intend it to be a photography class. I just wanted to go over the highlights of what's possible. So grab your camera, go out and shoot some things, see what you can do. There's no right or wrong. There's no best or worst. It's all your eye and what you can do with it. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure you comment below anything you like, didn't like, or even post some of your photos if you want. Love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to help support my channel. And as I always say, live your best life today. Thank you.